PokeRamble Podcast.
Welcome to the PokeRamble Podcast. I'm your host Kamel, and today we'll be talking about Easter sync pairs, and we'll also be talking about things happening in Pokemon Go, and who knows what else is Explorers. Explorers is the word for today. Oh, welcome to the PokeRamble Podcast, episode 40. I'm your host Kamel. I can't words, and here's Amit, the frontier brain.
How much chocolate have you eaten?
Oh God, I can't wait to get to the Pokemon sleep segment because I've got. Oh, dude. Oh, dude.
Is the Pokemon sleep segment just going to be you falling asleep this week?
Probably. There's a high possibility. I've got a Pikachu plush, so maybe that's my Pokemon sleep. I don't know. Who knows?
Oh man.
Episode 40.
Yeah. Gosh, we were racing through the Pokedex, and so much so that I'm gonna stall for a second while I remind myself who number 40 is.
Mankey Rattata.
It's Wigglytuff, of course it is, because last week was the Jigglypuff episode.
Oh, the inaugural Pokemon Sleep episode.
Yeah, we were, dude, big news for Pokemon Sleep last week. But yeah, episode Wigglytuff, everyone's favorite balloon Pokemon. Because it's the balloon Pokemon that doesn't.
I like how we've got Jigglypuff, Wigglytuff, and then Igglybuff. Very pleasant sounding words, all of them. Very pleasant.
I'm glad that it's not Wigglypuff, because I feel like that would be. Like, I like that it's Wigglytuff, because Wigglytuff is tough and ready to beat you up.
Catch this double slap. I don't know why, but when you said like Wigglypuff, I was just thinking Snoop Dogg in the background with the little, like, the meme gif of him just doing that dance. Like, that's what I could think about.
Why does double slap hit 2 to 5 times?
I think maybe because you're like so dazed by the double slap that you can't keep count.
Right, I guess.
Maybe
it's just that overpowering.
Who knows? I mean, yeah, no, you're totally right. Like, if it says double slap, then it should be just a double slap, you know? It shouldn't be like a quadruple or sextuple slap. That just doesn't make any sense.
I'm curious now. I wonder if it's a mistranslation. I'm going to look up the Japanese name.
Oh, no. It's going to be like slaps of 1,000 regrets or something. Okay, I'm looking that in as my bet as to the actual translation of it. It has to be, right? Surely. Like I said,
it's probably a translation thing.
Have you searched it yet?
I'm looking it up. There's a fantastic article on Smogon of like all of the misleading and false names.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Japanese, it's called back and forth slap. So it doesn't actually indicate how many times it hits.
Yeah.
So it's not so much a mistranslation as it is just a misnomer in the English.
Okay, that makes sense. Because when you think about it, like back and forth slap, I mean, you can go back and forth multiple times. It doesn't say you just go back and forth once.
Well, yeah, for me, like back and forth implies that it's happening at least more than twice.
Yeah. Hey, but that's enough about slapping for one day. We should probably move on to the first segment of the show.
Let's do it.
Now, if I had prepared myself for this, I'd be looking very smug right now. But instead, how's your week been anyway?
Dude, I made Sophie an Easter egg where I got her a chocolate bunny.
Yeah.
Cut the bunny in half.
Yeah.
Filled it with cookie, Oreo bites, Kinder Bueno, and then just melted chocolate. Stuck it in the freezer, and then gave her a solid chocolate bunny for Easter. And she's not stopped singing about it all day.
I worry about you sometimes.
What do you worry about?
Just how obsessed you are with chocolate, and the fact that you go to such lengths to make like creations that will eventually lead to like this country's health, like just taking a bad turn.
Sophie and I eat responsibly. It's fine.
I don't believe that for a second.
We have a treadmill.
Sophie, perhaps,
we both use it.
But just hearing you like talk about what you've done to that chocolate bunny, that's not natural, dude. That's not natural.
It's been a viral thing this year where people are putting cheesecakes in Easter eggs.
Yes.
And I was like, why would you put a cheesecake in an Easter egg?
Yeah.
The chocolate's not adding anything to the cheesecake, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, why don't you just fill it with chocolate and other like biscuity, sweet, nougaty things?
Yeah.
Tastes real good.
turns out you understand why now. Yep. Okay, well, what else I understand is that we're moving on to our first segment.
All right.
Oh, Mecha Shadow says he mega evolved the chocolate bunny. Dear God. This is our first section of the show. It's so you want to be a Pokemon Masters. You gotta get with my friends. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. So Amit, what
I love that you're like, this is half sort of, you're like high, but you're just high because you're tired.
Is that what that is?
It has been an excellent week in Pokemon Masters.
Can I just ask you what you're thinking about, though?
What I'm thinking about right now in this moment?
Yes.
The chocolate Easter egg.
Okay, what I'm thinking about, and what Rose is thinking about, is that we've got some new Pokemon Master chapters coming up on the 8th of April.
Yeah.
Happy days.
It's super exciting. It was out of the blue, actually. I don't think everyone was expecting a new chapter quite so soon.
No.
Because they do tend to space them out a bit. But yeah, exciting. We'll hopefully get to see the semi-finals between, I guess, us and Leah.
Should be glaringly obvious. Get it? Because Leah? Oh my God, what? Why?
Nice.
Just why? I'm excited though, because I like really enjoyed the, like, I mean, it's nothing special, it's nothing groundbreaking, but it's nice, you know, it's just nice. And
I like that you were like glaringly obvious, but you could have also gone for Galariing.
The reason why I said glaringly obvious is just because like leer and glare is kind of like look, like they're to do with like looking, you know, when you leer at someone.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like it.
But anyway, enough about my jokes. I really wonder what's happened to Paolo or Paul, whatever his name was. I think it was Paolo with the Rockruff.
We beat him, right? We beat him in the, I want to say the 4th round, like the last 16. And then he sauntered off on his own. Yeah,
he looked like he was not too happy about it either. Like he looked like he was going to take a dark turn, and I was like, "Oh, is he going to become a bit edgy?"
Yeah, he did not learn from the experience.
No, and it makes me wonder, like, is he the real team break leader?
Well, we know that there's a new story coming out from August. It would be really cool if he's at the center of it, in the way that like Lear has been at the center of this one.
Yeah, I guess.
Because they've set him up nicely to be a character that I think we're actually mildly invested in.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, having a new original character, you would hope that, you know, he would bring something to the table. Like, he would become like one of our favorite characters in the Pokemon universe, or at least like a fan favorite.
Yeah, or even if he's like the most hated, like just the more personality he gets, the better.
Yeah, we got that to look forward to. But what else people had to look forward to, which I haven't done yet, but hey, you have, is the Latias Arena. How was that, buddy? Was that fun?
Yeah, the Latias Legendary Arena, like Latias does not come alone. Flygon and Alakazam join the fray. It's a surprisingly straightforward battle. To the extent where I was clearing it with 2 sync pairs, not 3. It's definitely not the hardest. There's a very clear strategy for it, and if you follow the strategy, then you're pretty good.
Do you want to give the good viewers any tips and tricks?
Yeah, the game gives you the hints before the battle, and basically Latias's main gimmick is around stat buffs. And so your main objective is to remove the stat buffs and then debuff Latias as much as you can. And as long as you're doing that, and you can do it consistently, you'll be absolutely fine.
Did you use your champion Iris in that case, or did you just leave her to one side?
Yeah. My 2 sync pair clear was with Xerneas and Hydreigon. Because champion Iris just does everything for debuffing that you could want. So -6 attack, -6 defense, and then -6 special attack just nullifies all damage, basically. Especially when Xerneas is giving you +6 special defense.
Yeah.
But there's lots of other ways. I know people have used Leaf, people have used Mew, people have used just anyone who's good at debuffing.
I love Mew. I used Mew like for a few legendary arenas, and like, you know, sometimes I'll send like a sacrificial team out, and then like think, okay, I'll send this sacrificial team out, and then I'll clear it with another team, and it gets to the point where this Mew just, you know, finishes it off first time trying, and like, oh, that's interesting.
There's a gimmick that they don't tell you about that I won't spoil. You should do the battle yourself.
Please don't. Yeah.
There's a gimmick that starts on bar 2 and continues in bar 3 that the game just doesn't prepare you for, and you've either got a team that can handle that or you don't. But it's a very interesting battle, because the sort of spiel around it is debuff, 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 and then something happens, and you're like, I was not prepared for this.
Oh, so it just took a dark turn. Nice. The other thing I was going to say is that Clefairy might be a good choice as well if you got it 3 out of 5.
Yeah, anything with unfortuitous is super helpful.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it for the EX Latias Arena. Would you say Latios was a bit harder than this one?
It's hard for me to say only because I had Sigma Suit Cynthia, which made Latios look like a joke. Honestly, I think this is probably one of the easiest legendary arenas we've had so far.
Cool. Wonderful. And we move on to our next little bit with the Explorers. Yay! So this is the Easter event in Pokemon Masters, and look who we have in front of us.
It's been an excellent event. Truly smashing.
I want to one up you, but you know what? I'm gonna just leave it there. I'll just leave it there.
You're not cracking up yet.
I'm not cracking up.
Dude, this is no joke.
All right, funny guy. Let's talk about the event now. Not very good. Very good.
Honestly, one of the best. And I said this last time out when we had the Champion Iris event. It's another really high quality story for this event.
And it's doing that thing where it doesn't give you the same damn story as usual. It's got a different story to tell. It gives you a unique story, which is really nice.
Yeah, it's not just a story about collecting eggs and collecting items. It's a story that's an actual, within itself, a very, very good story. Centered around Spring May and Spring Berg, who come with Lopunny and Togepi respectively. And it's a really good story event.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and obviously, if you don't want to hear about the story event, skip for 2 minutes. But Ahmed, do you just want to give your 2-minute thoughts on the story?
Yeah, the story basically centers around this poor little girl who loses a Pokemon egg in the furor of the Easter event that May is organizing, where she's hidden eggs all over Pasio.
Can I just say, like, if you're trusting a little girl with a Pokemon egg, you've done something wrong in your life. Like, you should not be doing that. All right.
But how did the girl get the Pokemon egg? Because we don't know. It doesn't get laid, apparently.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah, you're right.
That still blows my mind. Yeah. No one's seen a Pokemon lay an egg.
Nope.
Anyway, so the event is basically around trying to help this little girl find her egg. And it has some very touching moments between, particularly, Brendan and May. And I think explores Brendan's relationship with May in quite an interesting way. And I really liked it. It's quite a touching one. I like May as a character a lot, and I thought it was a nicely handled story. I thought it was, it was emotive, and I think it really played into some of the lore, particularly around Generation 3, Wally, Brendan, and May. It was really nice.
The thing I really liked about it is what it was exploring what May wanted to do in the future, and like I'd never considered maybe she would want to be like her father in terms of being like a field researcher.
Well, it's really interesting because the anime takes May a very different way down the contest route.
Yes, indeed.
And actually, I guess because this is more inspired by the games, it's really interesting to see May much more fascinated by the research element. It's really cool.
Do you know what else I'm fascinated by?
Go on.
These sync pairs.
Yeah.
Really cool sync pairs. So we'll start with
two very interesting sync pairs, actually.
Start with Mr. Berg over here. I didn't expect to see Berg with a Togepi, but here we are. I mean, in terms of like, there's so many like sort of sync pairs we could have put together, and maybe like the Pokemon choices are obvious, but like maybe the characters chosen for these Pokemon are like really unique. I mean,
it was really interesting hearing the logic behind why Berg may be with Togepi. All sorts of ideas from him being an artist, and he was painting eggs, and the egg that he painted looked like Togepi. Obviously, Berg is traditionally a bug type trainer, so him having a fairy type seemed a bit unusual. But lots of different theories as to why Togepi might represent the artist in him or the performer in him. It's cute. It's a cute sync pair.
Oh, sorry. Do you want to say something to that?
Oh no, no, that's all right. I'll talk about the sync pair then. I'll break it down. So it's a support pair. Really interesting set of moves. So in terms of buffing, it has Dire Hit All Plus, which means that you can get your team to max crit through 2 uses of Dire Hit All Plus. Potion with MP Refresh and Master Healer on the grid. So actually just as efficient at potions as Skylar, and we know how broken Skylar is. And then Happy Colors, which not only raises the accuracy of all sync pairs, also raises the defense and special defense 1 to 3 stages at random. It's a fun pair because it really can buff, and on the grid it's got other things that can boost attack and other things like that. So it's a really good buffing sync pair. The potion support is nicely appreciated as well. It's not nearly as bulky as some of the other support pairs that you might use. I'm thinking of Lyra or Rosa or even Skylar. It's definitely not got the bulk to compare to them, but it's a very, very good buffer in terms of getting your sync pairs to decent stat boosts. But what is the most interesting thing about this Togepi is it knows metronome, and it can call one of what looks like about 20 different moves, primarily one move for each elemental type, and they're all the really powerful moves. So Earthquake and Blizzard and Fire Blast and Thunder, they're all really strong moves, but metronome is a 1 gauge move, so you can spam really strong moves basically for pretty much free. And Togepi has synergy around landing super effective hits, which is obviously a very low probability, somewhere between 1 in 18 and 1 in 20, depending on the type. Um, but obviously, the perks of landing a super effective hit: one, fully heals your team back to full health, really, really helpful, and two, gives a number of stat boosts as well. So it's a really interesting sync pair, very RNG based. It actually also can call Fissure through Metronome,
Yeah.
which actually no one so far has posted a video of Fissure landing because its base accuracy is 30,
Yeah.
and we don't know how it will affect things like Latias in the Legendary Arena. Does it just take out the bar that's currently active? Does it take out all 3 bars? Does it fail? That stuff's all being tested, but really cool to see Fissure in the game. Obviously not overpowered because of the gimmicky nature of Metronome. It's a nice little addition to the game.
I loved Metronome in the main series, Gen 2. Just going around in battles and just using Metronome constantly. It's
Did
like
you know that
one of the funnest
you
things
obviously
ever.
love randomizers now? Did you know that you can do a Pokemon randomizer where every single move is Metronome?
That sounds just like a hell to me. Like, I enjoy Metronome, but there has to be like a point where, like, yeah, we'll wind our necks and, no more Metronome now. What I really like about I can't find his grid. Where's his grid? Oh, his grid's not here. Never mind.
That's okay. Go on. What do you like on the grid?
No, not the grid. I forgot what I was going to say now. Never mind. No problem.
So being a support pair, obviously, if you do take...
Oh, sorry, that was what I was going to say. Exactly, a support pair. The fact that, it's a support pair, but you've got a 1-bar move. Like, usually with, like, your third pair, you're not doing too much with it. Like, usually maybe my third pair is like a Torchic to, support my team and stuff like that. The fact that this can, like, run metronomes that are going to be, landing critical hits, and then obviously can be potential very powerful moves. It's so good for 1 bar. It's so good.
Yeah, and also really good that Togepi patches its own accuracy, because a lot of the metronome moves are sub 100 accuracy. Things like Thunder and Blizzard definitely aren't easy hits. So getting the accuracy buff off the trainer move is super important.
God, I'm so tempted to get a Togepi for myself, honestly speaking.
What I will say from having watched others is that this sync pair, if you want it, you've got to get it to 3-5.
Oh, really?
Although Metronome is fun,
yeah,
the difference between 1-5 and 3-5 is huge.
Mm.
Even more, less so than the other pair that we'll talk about in a moment, May and Lopunny, but actually at 1-5, Togepi just isn't as outstanding as it is at 3-5.
Oh, cool. Maybe I'll save it for next year then, in that case.
Mm.
But hey, talking of sync pairs that Amit got lucky with, it's May and Lopunny. Hello.
I did a single pull on May's banner, not expecting anything at all. The phone went down. It was the normal 3-star animation, and I was like, "Oh, tap to skip," because I knew it was going to be bad news. And then May showed up, and I was like, "Oh, this is super cool." Really unexpected.
Yeah, this is super cool. I know what happened in that household that day.
There was definitely some celebrating.
Yeah,
it was
there was some
news.
like screaming in the air, like yes. No, I definitely know what you're talking about though. Like when you see it happen on your screen, you see it pop up on your screen, it doesn't immediately register because you're a bit confused. Like, wait, huh, what? And then when you just realize, like, oh, that just happened. That was amazing.
The moment when I got confused is that the doors opened, and then it gives you for 5-star pairs a little like picture or like a message on screen before the sync pair shows up, and then the picture played, and I was like, I don't recognize that picture. Maybe this is a new sync pair, and I was like, oh my god, it's May, because it was all Easter eggs. But I definitely had that moment. Let's break down May and Lopunny a bit. So Lopunny can Mega Evolve and becomes Mega Lopunny after using a sync move. And really interesting gimmick on this pair is that its type changes from normal to fighting after it uses its sync move and Mega Evolves. So although you do have a normal type sync move first time, after you Mega Evolve, Mega Lopunny carries High Jump Kick as opposed to X Defense All. It loses Headbutt, interestingly enough, and gets Move Gauge Boost, and its sync move becomes a fighting type sync move. So a really interesting pair, also not significantly burdened by the normal low base power of sync moves normally, because Mega Evolving sync moves typically have a base power of 160. This starts at 200 and can go all the way up to 300 at 3-5 off the sync grid, because it picks up 4 plus 25 tiles in its grid, and at 3-5 it is a very impressive fighting type striker. Its trainer move patches the accuracy that High Jump Kick lacks, so that you won't have to worry about the recoil. Also really nice about the recoil damage is it's always capped at half your maximum health, so you don't have to worry too much about missing, because you can potion it off if you need to. And yeah, a really interesting pair at 1-5, because the grid doesn't even get to 60 energy and has nothing in it at all. It's just blue tiles, and I think one yellow tile. No MP refreshes, no boosts to move damage or accuracy. It's a really poor grid at 1-5. But if you can get it to 3-5, as I said, lots of multipliers and boosts to the sync move, ways to do more damage with High Jump Kick, MP refresh on potion, which can be helpful if you need to patch your damage after missing a High Jump Kick, and some refresh on move gauge boost. Not that you probably need it, because this is a very fast sync pair as well as being a hard hitter. But yeah, just an all-round very interesting
My
pair.
only criticism is like, I think it doesn't, it's just like you have to get it synced in order for it to be what it needs to be in terms of.
So what's really interesting about this pair is that you normally would start the battle with X Defense All, and then you would use the other trainer move once to get your to get your team speed up by 2.
Yeah.
And it also boosts Lopunny's evasion. So by the time you've done the X Defense All twice and the trainer move, you'll have done the first sync already. Now, ideally, you'd want to give that to a support pair, because that doubles your damage output. But if you do stick with it and Mega Evolve Lopunny, High Jump Kick from that point on is an incredibly powerful move.
I'm just thinking though, most of the battles we have, especially when you're thinking about something like Champion Stadium, you're not going to be at a position where you're going to be like, oh, first I'm going to sync with my support pair, and then I'm going to sync with Lopunny afterwards. Like, it's not just a thing.
The only way that I think this is viable for Champion Stadium is with a sync accelerator like Rotom, where you can guarantee yourself 2 sync moves of decent damage dealing capacity before the opponent sync.
The other really interesting thing is, I'm just looking at the grid now, is could you imagine if they give it like a headbutt, like higher flinch rate? I think at that point you'd have been like, okay, this is a must-get pair.
I want to say it does.
I'm just looking here. So you got headbutt, move gauge, refresh, and then you've got headbutt power-ups. But I can't see anything about a headbutt again.
Maybe it's the base flinch chance on headbutt then, because
it's moderate,
it does
isn't
flinch.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not very small, so you do get a decent chance to flinch off headbutt, which can help.
Would have been nice to just get a little boost on that as well. You know, if it's already 60%, make it 80%. It's a seasonal pair.
Yeah,
that's
not
really
to
that.
be fair though, as soon as you mega evolve, you lose headbutt.
Yeah.
And you get move gauge boost. So, it's not.
It's a great design pair, I think, but I don't think there's any sort of rhyme or reason why you should be pulling this over Togepi.
No, Wally does the fighting striker job better than May does.
It's just if it's one of your favorites, then go for it. Or you can save up and regret everything later down the line, like I do.
It's the first sync pair where I feel like they've gone out of their way to make I don't know how to describe this, like
give us your money.
It's a very
popular, very popular pair.
Correct.
Yeah, everyone loves May. Everyone loves Lopunny. Put 2 and 2 together, and you make money.
Apparently so.
Yeah. Well, clearly with you. I don't think it would have stopped at one. I don't think it would have stopped at one single pair. I know that's just me.
No, I did. I did 3 pulls on each banner.
Yeah.
And I did 3 on Berg first, and then I was going to do 3 on Maze. Got May first, so I did my other 2 on Berg. Still didn't get Togepi, but no, I was very set on only spending those gems because I know then by the end of this month I'll be at 36k and ready for May.
No pun intended.
Sorry, the month.
Yep. Very good. With that, then I think we should move on.
Yes, let's move on.
Oh, just to quickly point out, you get a different egg every day during the egg event, so just point that out there into the wild. Hey, what's Pokemon going on? I'll tell you what's Pokemon going on. So the Easter event has what? I
called what's going in Pokemon.
Oh, let me get to it. Let me get to it, and then you can humble brag.
You go.
So yeah, the Easter event is happening. So you can get your Chanseys, Blessies, and Happinies with flower crowns now. They're out in the wild. The Mega Pokemon, the surprise Mega Pokemon is Amit.
It's Lopunny.
He called it.
He
called it. I don't like to admit it, but he called it.
The only I guess bunny or egg or chicken mega sync pair. Not sync pair, mega Pokemon.
Well, if you're talking about chicken, Blaziken.
I feel like he's a rooster, not a chicken, though, right?
We're getting into these semantics, are we? Very good. But yeah, no, really, really cool. I haven't done one raid with him. Like I said, I'm not bothering to go out too much, and I'm saving my remote raid passes for other bosses. So
yeah, there's some interesting ones hopefully on the horizon.
I think we've got Tornadus T at the moment, and I think the next one's Landorus T. And you know how I feel about Landorus T, one of my favorite competitive ones.
Damn stealth rocks.
Damn stealth rocks indeed. But yeah, Community Day is happening in 6 days' time. So next week. And Snivy is the start of the show, and it's like a return to form, really, where we used to have like every other month it would be a starter, and in between those we would get like pseudo legendaries, like maybe their baby forms or first stage forms. And then they went off on a tangent with lockdown where they're like, okay, vote for who you want next, and they've been giving us like all these different Pokemon that are actually more useful for like PvP rather than PvE. And hey, we're getting Snivy now with I think Leaf Storm. No, it's Frenzy Plant actually. Not all that useful apparently, so whatever. But you get 3 times Stardust when you catch a Pokemon in. Stardust is like a valuable resource for like leveling up your Pokemon. So you always want to get as much Stardust as you can. So I've got to go make some space this week in my Pokemon boxes, because I've got way too Pokemon that I'm holding on to that I probably should just straight about and see if I can get lucky Pokemon. But yeah, that's what's happening in Pokemon Go, and we shall move on to our next segment.
All exciting.
I can't Bidoof it. You ain't April fooling me. So a couple of things happened during April Fools. One in Sword and Shield, and one just by the Pokemon Company itself. I received an email, when I woke up, and it was just titled Bidoof. And yeah, the whole email just contained Bidoof images, Bidoof videos.
The Pokemon Company went nuts for April Fools.
They went out their way to change they rebranded everything.
Yeah, the Bidoof was all over their Twitter feed, was all over social media. It was great.
Sorry, I had to stretch there. People are going to think it was a pregnant pause. Yeah, and they made a really well cut together Bidoof video, which is really surprising.
It was like 45 seconds long, and it was just full of happy Bidoof.
It was like I woke up in like an alternate reality where Pikachu was not popular and like Bidoof took over the entire world.
It was very fun.
Yeah,
it was very, very fun.
And the other thing was in Sword and Shield, there were Magikarps everywhere.
Yeah, they gave us Magikarp raids with uncatchable Magikarp.
Schemers.
I was real mad.
Yeah, I bet you were.
It was hilarious. So yeah, the promoted raid switched to Magikarp for one day, and they were uncatchable. You could still get good items from beating them. Lots of TRs, which were handy, but yeah, very funny event. Just to see Magikarp flopping about and being uncatchable.
But yeah, I think that was the only two Pokemon-related April Fool's things we got.
Pokemon Masters had an April Fool's event where the entire Pokemon Center was taken over by Team Break.
Yeah, it was.
And it was awesome because you booted up the game, and rather than the Pokemon Center music, it was the Team Break battle theme, which is a banging.
I like how they were all in the Pokemon Center, but they couldn't touch anything. Like
it was really like the dialogue, because every single trainer who was in the Pokemon Center from Team Break had new, unique dialogue. It was very funny. Even Trinia, Trisha, and Tree had, whatever the third one is, had really funny dialogue as well. It was a very well done event.
Yeah, and we had to kill a lot of Totodiles for some reason, which was not nice, but hey. Something I have to do with the gems. No, I did not, because I didn't notice it at first. And then when I got to the second battle, I was like, hang on a minute, something's happening. And the third battle, I'm like, oh, okay. This is what we're doing today, are we?
Apparently so.
It feels like they just slighted me. But you know what? Enough of this April Fools. We're moving on. Where the Helioptile Pokemon sleep.
Dude, let's be honest, you are exhausted. You are a prime candidate for Pokemon sleep right now.
I thought that if I stayed up long enough, the Pokemon Company would get in touch and be like, look, we know you're not in tip-top condition. We know you haven't slept much. We've heard the PokeRamble podcast. We've heard where the Helioptile's Pokemon sleep. This is top secret. Keep it between us. We want you to come on the program. That's how I imagined this would go. And it's not panned out.
Do you think that Pokemon sleep, if you were rewarded for, like, I don't know, going to bed at a regular time, do you think that you would change your like sleeping habits because of Pokemon sleep?
I'm like you, where if I get into a game I really like, I will start, changing my schedule to make sure I'm getting all the things I can. Do you remember Pokemon Shuffle?
Yes.
Pokemon Shuffle used to reset, I think, at about 7 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
So I would wake up and do a couple of battles to make sure I've got enough hearts to do battles throughout the day efficiently.
Oh my god.
Yes. So the same way you're like with Pokemon Masters with like the reset, early reset, I think you're a lot better these days. But early reset, you're like, I need to do this right now at this time. Like, yeah, Pokemon Sleep would, if they're like, oh, you get an extra catch chance at 7 o'clock in the morning. Good morning, Mom, I'm awake. Like, I want to catch this Pikachu that I've dreamt up. So absolutely, I would. Would it do anything for you?
Yeah, I think it would. Like, I remember with Pokemon Smile, I was like, I'm gonna make an effort to like brush every corner of my mouth so that it clocks that I'm brushing well. Not that it was that sophisticated, but it's. I think when you gamify things, it gives a level of enjoyment to things that would otherwise be boring or that I wouldn't do at all.
Yeah.
And it's always tempting to stay up late and whatever, play games or hang out with friends or just watch some TV. I would love there to be an incentive for me to go to bed early.
Yeah, well, I guess the incentive is
apparently the health benefits
life.
aren't important enough. Yeah, the health benefits aren't enough, clearly. I need Pokemon. That's the solution.
Yeah. So yeah, look, guys, I've tried it. Staying up for over God knows how long hours will not summon Pokemon sleep. They're not going to invite you onto the program. So get your sleep. Don't be like me. Get a good night's sleep. And the only other thing to say is that I was an April Fool for thinking that we'll get news in April.
That would have been awful if the news had come out on April 1st being like, here's the release date. And they were like, it's a joke. That would have been awful.
Because the thing is, I would have taken it seriously. And I would have argued with everyone saying, no, it's not an April Fool's joke. They're finally doing it. And then I would have been absolutely... I might even just cancel this podcast at that point. I wouldn't have been able to take it. Like, I would have taken it really bad.
Yeah, that would have been... I would have been so mad. I want Pokemon sleep. I want Pokemon sleep.
We're going to move on because, yeah, I can't believe I stayed up and still didn't get Pokemon sleep. It's the unknown fact of the week with Kumail, actually. Here's a very lazy one for you, buddy.
Go ahead.
So we talked about the Uri Geller Kadabra thing and how Uri Geller's name is sort of embedded in Kadabra's Japanese name.
Yes.
Alakazam. Right? Uri Geller, famous magician. Obviously, made to his likeness. Sued the Pokemon Company, unsued the Pokemon Company. Everyone's happy.
Yes.
Dude, Houdini's gonna lose his shit when he finds out that Alakazam's name in Japanese is Houdin.
It's like the worst whodunit, where the answer is basically Houdini.
Yeah. It's like... They just didn't try, did they? They were just like, you know what? No one's ever gonna know. Pokemon's never gonna get that popular. And like, oh god. Yeah, Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee, yeah, no one's really gonna clock onto it, and then here we are. So that's your unknown fact of the week. That Alakazam's name in Japanese is Houdin, like Houdini.
I actually had an unknown fact of the week prepared that I want to share with the world because it's timely with this being episode Wiggly.
Wait. We've got one unknown fact of the week on the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, episode 40. Here comes the unprecedented second unknown fact of the week.
Dude, bonus unknown fact of the week this week. Did you know, Kumail, the most competent fighting Pokemon is Jigglypuff?
You what?
Yep, that's it. Jigglypuff is the only Pokemon who is capable of winning a fighting championship.
I think we missed a trick here, dude. We should have done that last
week. We are talking about Super Smash Bros. Melee, of course.
Oh, I see.
Where Jigglypuff was the only Pokemon ever to win a full-on tournament, thanks to Juan Manuel, who goes by the name Hungrybox.
Oh god, it's Hungrybox! Hungry Eyes! Yeah, kind of funny. Sorry.
2016, someone's going to get that. In 2016, won the Super Smash Bros. Melee tournament, Evo 2016, making Jigglypuff the only Pokemon to have ever won the fighting game's coveted prize.
That's incredible, dude. That is incredible.
So you can bring your Mewtwo's and your Pikachus and your Greninjas. Jigglypuff beats them all.
Hungrybox is on a different level. And I'll tell you what, who's on a different level? You are, my friend. Where can people find you?
You can find me on the PokeRamble Podcast every week, where I hang out with Kumail and talk about fun Pokemon things. You can email us at PokeRamblePod@gmail.com or come check us out at PokeRamble.com.
Indeed you can. And you can find me on the PokeRamble.com, simplysassvids.com. I'm sure I'm somewhere else. Oh, I was on the vaccination special for South Park on the OUPod.com. So go check that out. But yeah, I know I'm missing something, but hey, I'll figure it out later. Thanks everybody for watching.
You can find us. I was going to say you can find us on twitch.tv/ Kumail H every Sunday, where we record the podcast live. That's KUMAILH. 7:30 p.m. British Summer Time, which is 6:30 p.m. Universal Time UTC. Come check us out. Next week is going to be episode Zubat. I'm sure I'll have many bat-related puns prepared.
Please don't. Please don't. God. It would just swarm us like they do in caves. And we don't want to promote that bad behavior here. You know?
I echo your thoughts entirely.
And on that note, good night, everybody.